The isekai genre is still as popular as ever, with so many new manga and anime being produced this season. As time passes, the isekai genre gets refined and recreated by so many artists that it constantly evolves into different genres in of itself. Isekai went from being trapped in a fantasy world to getting reincarnated into a different game genre like an RPG, or, for this video's focus, dating simulators. Even then, the reincarnated in an otome game genre continues to evolve and grow into even more specific branches of its own genre. The most popular of which is definitely being reincarnated as the otome game Villainess. There's just something about a misunderstood Villainess and getting their side of the story that really resonates with the audience. This reasoning would shoot its popularity sky high, as it now stands as a strong independent genre similar to isekai and rom-com stories. This is what led to the discovery of my favorite reincarnated as a Villainess manga, as this manga satirizes and evolves the story into a fun and interesting rom-com drama set in an otome game world. Fiancé's observation log of the self-proclaimed Villainess is not your typical reincarnated as the Villainess story. Normally in such a story, the protagonist will be the Villainess herself. We get to see a train of thought that influences her actions, and it usually results in funny hijinks. But in this manga, the focus is placed solely on the Crown Prince, the Villainess's fiancé. This allows you to view the story from the person that was influenced by the Villainess the most, and you get to see what they think and how they feel towards her as the story progresses. This premise flips the normal story on its head and makes the manga feel fresh and more enjoyable compared to one where we view the story from the Villainess's point of view. The Crown Prince, Prince Cecil, is a genius prodigy that is bored of life. He's able to achieve anything he wants to with minimal effort, and nothing has ever given him a challenge or problem. That is until he met the Villainess that he became troubled yet fascinated with her and her weirdness. He has shown time and time again that he will do everything in his power to protect his fiancé, and even has yandere tendencies, making it fun to watch the dense Villainess brush it off due to her obliviousness, as Cecil is met with an obstacle he can't clear easily for once in his life. The Villainess, Bertia, is extremely similar to Katarina from My Next Life as a Villainess, where they are reincarnated and are hilariously dense while being very endearing due to their innocence and bright personality. Although Katarina is a great character, the reason why I would prefer Bertia over Katarina as the Villainess is that Bertia has a clear goal, which is to become a great Villainess and get Prince Cecil and the heroine together. Also, Bertia was able to develop her romantic relationship with Cecil, unlike Katarina with anyone in her harem. Bertia is also an active character, constantly pushing the plot along and doing what she believes is correct, even sacrificing her potential happy future for the betterment of everyone around her. The side characters are a strong supporting cast to back up Cecil and Bertia. The female side characters created an Admirers of Miss Bertia group that focuses solely on protecting Bertia after being entranced by her cute and selfless acts. The male side characters focus mainly on supporting Prince Cecil at his work in the student council. The side characters eventually get paired off by Bertia for the plot, and they return the favor by protecting Bertia in her time of need, being able to close off their story satisfyingly. In the end, they help to flesh out the world, they have plot relevance, and they allow Cecil and Bertia to have friends to rely on. The heroine, Heroine, very cool name by the way, is introduced in a later chapter, and you can immediately tell that she is completely different from how she should be acting. Heroine is arrogant, lazy, egotistical, and downplays everything Bertia does, acting more like a Villainess than Bertia herself. This is because she is also someone that reincarnated, and she wholeheartedly believes that Cecil will fall in love with her due to her believing that this world is all a game and that she is fated to be with him despite doing nothing to work towards her goal. It's very common in reincarnated as a Villainess stories for the heroine to be demonized to contrast the Villainess that became nice and loved by everyone, basically switching up the two characters' roles. And this tactic works. You and the other characters end up despising Heroine while liking and rooting for Bertia. The story twists the reincarnated as a Villainess story on its head and evolves it once more. There are so many satirical plot points that the story tackles, and it always manages to retell them in a different and interesting way. The story balances the comedy, romance, and drama perfectly, and they do not get mixed up haphazardly. Each chapter focuses on pushing the plot of the story along, or strengthening the relationship of Prince Cecil and Bertia, and there is never a chapter where it feels like a filler chapter wasting your time. The illustrations are beautiful and the art style is unique, cute, and eye-catching. The environments are detailed and the characters are either handsome, cute, or pretty. Every character, especially Bertia, also has a huge range of emotion that expresses extremely well with how the manga artist illustrates the face and body language of the characters. I have a feeling that it will be very difficult for another reincarnated as a villainous story to top this one. But perhaps, another evolution of this genre is well and away, ready to shake the manga industry once again. But until then, I highly recommend you to check out this manga at a manga website near you, and I thank you very much for watching this video.